What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. If y'all haven't already, y'all hit that subscribe button down below just because you love me. And let's get started. All right, a few days ago, I got a call from Mr. Michael Perry. If y'all don't know who Michael Perry is, he holds the state record for the #1 muzzleloader buck in the state of Alabama. He killed it this past season on public land. And I've never been to Michael's house before. He's got a giant game room. He's got so much taxidermy work. I mean, it's amazing at what he's been able to accomplish in his hunting career. And he and Miss Kathy invited me and Christy over to eat a meal with them. They cooked for us. We got to sit around and talk about hunting strategies, talk about memories, and I got a look at his brand new book that he just had published. It's unbelievable what the man's been able to accomplish. And right now, he is now also a #1 best-selling author on Amazon. So in the description below this video, I'm going to have an Amazon link where y'all can go and click on that and buy his book. I'm telling y'all, you're not going to be disappointed. This man knows as much about deer hunting and about hunting in general as just about anybody I've ever known. But this is a really cool video. You're going to get to see the inside of his game room where he's got all of his heads, all of his bears. I mean, just so many animals. Mountain lion. He's got a little bit of everything. It's just very overwhelming. And you'll get to see some of his record book bucks up close. Really amazing animals. So anyway, y'all enjoy this.
That one we killed about 400 yards from 10.
Which one? This big one?
Yeah. Well, I could see him come around a point, and we just got in front of him and waited until he walked basically up on us. So.
I mean, y'all look at the size of that thing's mouth compared to my hand.
Yeah, sure.
And the paws. I mean, the paws, the claws on that thing are longer than my finger.
Yeah.
See how tall it is compared to me.
Yeah, he was a 9 foot 11 inch square. Round where that one was. This one was a 9 foot square.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
You just don't realize how big they are until you get in person. I mean, I've seen pictures of these bears so many times on on Facebook, everything else, but when you stand next to them, I mean, it gives you chills.
They can take off faster than a quarter horse and run 45 mile an hour. You know, they can. I mean, there's no way you can outrun them. Anything. You want to be ready to kill them or fight them or get ready to die, one of the two. So.
Where'd you kill that moose?
That moose is New Brunswick, Canada. So, killed that with 30-06 on. Could have at like 55 yards. Probably could have shot him with a bow. So.
30-06.
Yep.
Everybody talks about them like you can't kill nothing with them now.
30-06. I killed that grizzly. The grizzly with 30-06.
Did you really?
Yeah, that's one reason I went for that guy, because he let me carry my 30-06.
That's right. That's all I hunt with. Everybody tells me I'm crazy.
Yeah.
Like they don't work anymore.
Oh crap.
That's all I hunt with.
Yeah, if I'm talking rifles, 30-06.
Y'all heard that. Michael Perry,
Yeah.
if he carrying rifles at 30-06, y'all can't make fun of me no more.
One of them antelope up there was 400 and something yards, 450 something yards with 30-06. The one on the left, the bigger one on the left, was 320 yards with 30-06.
That's impressive. That's impressive shooting, period.
I killed a doe one at 500 and something yards with it, took 2 shots.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, you can, if you can shoot or know the ballistic drop, you can, well, 30-06, 308, but either one, will do it.
Man, I mean at the deer. Deer, articles, sheds. Look at all this.
Yeah, all them deer, WMA deer, Alabama, all this.
Have you ever, are any of these deer off of private land?
No.
Every deer in here is
Deer,
public land.
Yeah.
That's a wild, I've never seen this deer.
That's my dad. Them 3 right there is my dad. That come off the old Cahaba Engineering.
Really?
Yeah.
That's a cool deer.
That same area, his buddy killed 170 something inch 10 point in the 70s. That one come off the National Forest.
This one did?
Yeah.
That's your daddy?
Yep, my dad. And the one beside it come off the B or A side of Black Warriors.
Y'all have probably seen a lot of this room before on social media? Maybe you haven't. A lot of the guys that's watching my channel, if y'all are from up north or from other countries, I'm at Mr. Michael Perry's house, and this is his game room. He is one of maybe the best deer hunter in the state of Alabama. As far as public land, he's killed more deer, I guess, on public land than anybody that I've ever known, especially big bucks. This right here is the new Alabama state record muzzleloader deer. What did he score, 196?
Yeah, 196 and 3/8 on the Alabama whitetail records.
There's the Buckmasters.
195 and 6/8 Buckmaster. They make bunny crappie.
Yeah, absolute giant. That was an archery buck. Killed off the management area. 141 and 6/8 Buckmasters.
21.5 inch inside spread. He's crazy.
21 and a half?
Yeah.
21 and a half inch inside spread with a bow. These are all Kathy's, right?
And that's one.
That's Miss Kathy Perry's deer.
That's her barrel with crossbow.
Kathy killed this bear with a crossbow?
Crossbow at 30 yards, yeah. 404 pounds.
God, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's a hawk.
I mean, y'all don't know how impressive this is in person. It is so much more impressive. When I first walked in this room, I was like, as many times as I've seen this on Facebook or on videos or somewhere, when I walked in this room, I was like, my gosh, at the animals and the size of the room. The room's twice as big as it looks in pictures.
Yeah, pretty inside
You know, that's what makes all these bears look so big in person, is looking at pictures. The room looks smaller, so you don't think the bears are as big. You walk in here in person, man, it's crazy.
There's everything in there. Even the bears come off of public land, you just had to be guided. You know,
Right.
The moose come off of the army land in Canada, and then you got Wyoming and all that stuff. Is public land, do it yourself. And antelope and mule deers with one whitetail that come off of Cheyenne River in Wyoming with a bow back there. So it's all fun stuff. We enjoy every bit of it. So the public land, there's so much public land in the country that you can do. You know, whether you're on your own or with a guide, we're just blessed to be able to do that. So,
Right. Well, we're blessed to be able to talk to people like you about it.
I love talking about it. I mean, it's
Yeah.
just fun. I mean,
I know you do. I'm glad you do. But, I mean, it's kind of weird to think about, like, you think about the guys that you used to look up to that you thought, man, I can't believe they did that. And like, you're that guy. You know what I mean? Especially for guys like me. I mean, guys, think about all the people that come up to you at the shows and stuff, and it's like, that's Michael Perry, you know. That's what I was telling Christy last year. I was like, man, I'm nervous. Like I'm about to go meet Michael Perry. I was like, I'm nervous as crap. I was like, I know people say, you know, he puts his pants on like everybody else, but I'm like, you know, his pants got blood stains from multiple record book deer on them. This is a different pair of pants.
I'm just a normal guy. Basically, I'm a 12-hour shift, swing shift plant worker. Been doing that for 25 plus years. So,
Right.
We say,
People ask me all the time if you're retired. I'm like, no, he works.
I work. So,
He works. He still kills.
yeah, I work a lot of overtime in the spring and summer, try to have a little money to do some trips or something like that every now and then I'll take off some vacation to put some days together, then rut or whatever, wherever I want to hunt at. But yeah, I'm just a normal guy, The people looking up to me, and that's fine and understandable, I guess, but it's just still, it's kind of mind blowing because I always watch Fred Bear and stuff like that, people you would never even get to see, then, because
Yeah, back then you didn't have access to the social media and stuff, which, stuff like that now. I mean, think about it. I would have never met you and Jamie McKay and Wes Moy and everybody else if it wasn't for social media and everything else actually networking everybody together, and all of a sudden you find out there's an event where y'all are going to be. Used to, you saw it in a magazine where something was coming up, or you saw it on TV where there was an event a year from now and you tried to make it, and might get to talk to somebody,
right, you might.
you know.
The information and the stuff you got out nowadays is it's crazy. It's great too. The stuff you can listen to and watch, and help you learn stuff.
Yeah.
So,
That's one thing I've gotten to be a fan of social media is the fact that, there's a lot of people that's real critical about between YouTube and Facebook and talking about all this stuff with public land and everything where everybody's like, man, you're ruining public land for people. But at the same time, I mean, being a taxidermist, I'm watching year after year the bucks get bigger and bigger and bigger, and the kids that's trophy managing get younger and younger and younger.
yeah.
Because people know what's out there, the access to the information lets people know the potential of all this property, and they don't feel like they have to kill the first thing they see because they know better.
Yeah, I really believe that. All that being advertised on social media, I caught crap for it a bunch, putting
Yep.
in magazines and stuff like that. In reality, if you look at it, the deer has got better.
Percentage wise, they're getting bigger and they're getting more of them.
Because it's so available that you can see actually what the capabilities of the land is. So that's helped a lot, I think, and even though people don't like it, but there's been some nice ones killed, and it's getting bigger, and people, like I say, people are passing. I think last year they killed 1 buck per 1,000 acres on Black Warrior Manor there, and I can't remember, but the high percentage of them was over 3.5.
Right.
Real high percentage. Very, people are starting to pass more because they realize by watching all this stuff and seeing Facebook and magazines that the capabilities of the land, so they're passing, and there's some nice ones been killed in the last couple of years. You can really see.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Well, you get on Facebook or anything else. I mean, a lot of the kids, even. I mean, you kill a deer on there that's 2 years old, and you're going to have 16-year-olds bashing you.
yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
when I was a little kid, if you killed anything with antlers on his head, everybody was pretty happy, and you might have a 60-year-old man explaining to you how you can pass up the little ones to kill the big ones. Now you got kids telling you, well, you listen to Southern Outdoorsman podcast, Michael Perry says you do this. These guys are like, what? Telling me how to hunt. Like, no, I'm serious.
You shoot what you want to make you happy, and I'm fine with that because a lot of people are hunting for food. But back when I was young, if that sucker had a horn on it, even the older guys said, you better shoot it because it was a rare thing. I remember the first buck I killed, first buck, I was so tore up because years I hadn't seen a buck. And I'd seen a horn shining coming through the woods. I couldn't believe I was shooting so bad.
Right. See something other than ears?
Yeah, something beside the door. Golly. And then when I killed it, it was like crazy. I was just so excited and tore up. Finally, it took forever. So, now it's a little bit different. But you got to go through them phases. I don't care who you are to understand how deer move and what kind of habitat they're in and stuff like that. So,
well, and I think people need to also shoot some small bucks too when they first start getting into it, so that they'll get enough motivation to eventually shoot big bucks. I think there's a lot of pressure on kids now to try and kill trophies too young or too early, and they end up getting burned out and don't ever want to go back again. Especially when they're getting criticized by people that don't want them to shoot something unless it's old deer.
Most of them people that are criticizing are not even doing what they say they want you to do.
Yeah, they're not even hunting anyway.
It's hard. You just don't worry about that. I don't worry about any of it.
Law's the law. Just go by the law and do what's legal and do what you enjoy.
Exactly right. Just enjoy it and do it legal. Yeah, it don't matter. If you kill a spike, hey, I'll kill a spike if I have to at the end of the year.
That's it. They taste delicious.
They come to eat, come to eating.
That's right.
So, the big ones are pretty, the horns is pretty, but you gotta have the food. We do. So.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Well, let's talk about this book a minute now. Okay, so anybody that doesn't know Michael Perry, this is Michael Perry. So all my good buddies over in, Europe and everybody else that's watching me, this man right here is the number one guy. Like this is the man.
I don't know if I go that far.
There's several of them in this part of the state that are about as good a deer hunter as I ever met in my entire life. And fortunately, this last year I've been able to meet just about all of them. But like I said, Michael holds several state records, and now he's a number one bestseller author on Amazon for this book right here. So if y'all want a book on how to kill big bucks, y'all need to go on there. Y'all need to order this book. He is selling the fire out of them. And right now it's number one in archery, right?
Archery, yes.
On Amazon.
I think it moved up to number 6 in hunting. and there's number one in the new releases too. So it's doing pretty good. So I'm happy. So I'm kind of
Absolutely.
shocked. It's, you know,
I can't. I mean, I didn't even know you were writing a book, and I'm sure you probably just didn't tell anybody till it was ready to go. But I can't believe that you're like that high. Well, for one thing, you're selling on Amazon. I didn't even know how all that worked. But the fact that you're that high in the ratings and everything is just cool being a deer hunter. You know, we don't get a whole lot of credit for anything but killing deer, but actually being able to have a best-selling book on Amazon is awesome.
yeah, it's amazing, you know, and I'm blessed, you know. I've had people ask me about it, and it's kind of been like a lifetime dream. They kind of want to write a book because I killed some good ones, and then after I killed a big one this year, I said, well, if I'm going to do it, you know, I could feel pretty good about doing it without thinking, you know, I'm not that good where I should be writing a book. So,
Yeah.
you know, I'm not saying I'm that good, but I've been blessed to be able to kill some good ones. So
And then once you finally killed the state record, that was like icing on the cake. Then it's time to write a book.
yeah, I feel better about doing it.
It makes for a good cover picture anyway. Yeah, makes a real good cover picture. But y'all, I'm going to put a link in the description for this book right here. Y'all go in there and buy one of these books or buy 5 of them, give them away to people and help support this guy right here. Like, he's a really great guy, humble. I mean, yeah, he's just a good man to know. Him and his wife, Kathy, is about as good as they get. We're lucky enough they had us over tonight, fed us some good food, and invited us into their home to look around at all this stuff they had. I've been wanting to do this for a long time. We finally got it together before deer season got going. So y'all go in there and buy this book and help support the cause, help support our Alabama deer hunting.
I really appreciate it. Thanks.
Yeah, man.